I am on time, but for a few seconds. Let me check the stream. I'm going to put on, I'm just going to mute myself. 1 second. Okay. It is showing I'm live. Can I hear myself? Showing I'm live. I can indeed. All right. We are good to go. Hey there, I am Julie. I'm the Social Work Expat, and I don't know what I was thinking that I was going to stream on my birthday on Sunday, but I'm here on Tuesday. How decadent to be able to have brunch, virtual brunch, real brunch, any kind of brunch on a Tuesday. So work day. So about that, I have gone full time into Social Work Expat, and therefore I don't have to stream during my lunch times because I get to choose my lunch times. I don't have to clock in anywhere because I am my boss. It's such a weird thing. It's been about a month now, and I have been super duper busy. So it's decadent, but here we are on a Tuesday. And if you are new to Social Work Expat, my name is Julissa Nixon, and I am the only AI certified social worker in the United States, possibly the world at this point. My AI certification is in AI policy from the Berkeley Law AI Institute back in October 2023. I talk about AI, social work, and Black women in the United States. Today's brunch, we are going to try out ChatBlackGPT. If you're new to how I do this, I run my mouth and try out AI. My goal is to help introduce AI tools to people who are not familiar with them, as well as introduce artificial intelligence and generative AI to people who might not be familiar. All right, let's get started. I am going to do what first? I'm going to leave this thumbnail up and talk about what I usually talk about during brunch. First thing I do is talk about who I am. Did that. Fragrance. I love fragrances, and because the whole point of a brunch is to chit chat and also have some fun, I'll tell you what fragrance I have on today. Last time we were together, I was talking about the travel size of this. It's Valentino Cordana Green Stravaganza, and I used up that travel size pretty quickly for me. And so I had to buy the full size. It got here last week, and I might as well just call it a birthday present for myself. And it's definitely green. I have this on today. If you have heard me wax poetical about this, what I really love is that it is a wonderful spring and summer scent. It's very bright. To me, it's very tea forward. It also has citrus and jasmine, which in the dry down, you can definitely smell those. But what I like most, and You can see the spray. What I like most is the tea in the fragrance. It's very sweet, very bright, and fun. So this is what I have on today. Have my full bottle. Thank you, Travalia. I also talk about when I'm at home, and as you can tell by the cave-like environment, I am at home. I talk about what craft I'm working on during brunch. If my hands are actually free, I do have a craft. So if you've been with me before, you may have seen me make, these are beads, and this is a choker. So I miscalculated how long the wire needed to be, and I found a way to splice the wire. I don't know if you can see it here, but I was able to twist wire together to make this longer so that I can finish this project. If my hands are free, this is what I will be working on. Also, because vanity thy name is Julie, I talk about my lashes. They're redone. I'm extra happy, and we'll get started with the AI. Today's AI tool that we are going to test out is ChatBlackGPT. And I will get right to it. Can check the chat really quickly. All right, wonderful. Let me open a new tab here. And we're going to start right from the beginning. I have not used ChatBlackGPT before. The last time I tested out a tool was late last month, and it was Latimer AI. I really enjoyed using Latimer. Straight to the point, which I love. All right. Okay. It says ChatBlackGPT beta, OpenAI. All right. Let's try this. It says it requires ChatGPT Plus. So I'm going to have to move over to Chrome because that's where I'm signed in to ChatGPT Plus. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I just copied the link, and I'm going to open a new window. While I'm opening a new window, I am going to play an ad. So I provide AI literacy education to individuals, small business owners, and other organizations. And one of the things that people really like is the book doula writing system that I came up with. I use social work skills and also my acquired AI skills to help people write their books faster using AI tools while also retaining their intellectual property. So I'm going to play an ad while I get Chrome working.
And this, she's mentioned in the very beginning of my thank you chapter, Julissa Nixon kicked my butt on this book. She was like, girl, you're going to write in 50 days. I want the draft. And I was like, there's no way I can write a book in 50 days. But she's one of those people, if you know her,
yes,
that made it happen. And she offered me a lot of very honest feedback. I think she's a very dynamite woman boss. And this book would not have been written had it not been for her.
yes, I do know her well, and I'm so glad you mentioned her. I've been following her for a while, and she is such a quiet force, but one is so intensely positive and really wants to see you do well. And that you is like anybody who crosses her. Really wants to see you do well. And I know she's doing her own thing in the AI.
She is.
And
She is.
make sure that we drop her socials in this particular podcast. But
Yes.
we want to shout you out, Julissa, for being a boss, making boss moves in your community. So thank you for that. Another segment that we like to delve.
Hey there, I'm Julissa Nixon. With a certification from the Berkeley Law AI Institute, I am the only AI certified social worker in the United States. I am such an eager learner. I have 2 citations from the Connecticut State Legislature to prove it. Oops. I actually have 3 legislative citations and 1 record of testifying before the Connecticut Legislature. I have self-funded my AI adventures and am currently part of an intellectual property for business owners mastermind run by IP attorney Peter Nieves, Esquire. What I have learned so far in the mastermind has helped me consult with my aspiring author clients. I have influenced their responsible use of AI tools, including Claude, to help them retain their IP rights to their work. With 2 current clients in particular, I have saved them about $1,000 each by advising them not to use AI tools advertised to authors that train their LLMs on the author's inputs. Do you want to be the next author I support to success? Email me at the address on the screen. I look forward to talking with you soon.
And this, she's mentioned in the very...
Okay, that is enough. And I was able to get Chrome up and working. If you are interested in writing your book, using AI tools to write your book, and keeping your intellectual property while using the AI tools, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is in my LinkedIn banner. My email address is also in the description of this live stream. So let me switch to Chrome so that we can work on this together. There's Chrome. All right, so ChatBlackGPT is in beta, and this is a wonderful addition to the generative AI space by Aaron Riddick. And let's try this out. If you are familiar with using any generative AI chatbots, then you will be able to follow along pretty easily. If this is the first time that you are encountering, or I've been running my mouth and it's been on mute. What fun. So if you are familiar with ChatGPT Plus or ChatGPT at all, or if you have been using any AI chatbots, then you will be familiar with how to use ChatBlackGPT. It is a wonderful initiative and tool that has been added to the generative AI space by Aaron Riddick. And here it is on screen, and my mic is back on. So we'll get started with this. Because this is built on top of OpenAI's ChatGPT, I should be able to just recreate some of the questions that I have asked ChatGPT in the past. I am also just checking to make sure that I am not missing any comments in the chat. I don't see any, so we will get back to it. All right. When I was first teaching myself prompt engineering, I used ChatGPT, the free version, which I believe is called 3.5 now, and I asked it 3 different types of questions. Since back in July of 2023, I have learned that they are called use cases, and the 3 use cases that I used every time I live streamed myself prompt engineering, it was a job question or prompt, it was a business question or prompt, and then it was a question about or a prompt about Black women in the United States. So to test out how ChatBlackGPT works compared to ChatGPT, I will ask the same types of questions here. All right. I think the first question I'm going to ask is a job question. Please tell me if I spell it right, please tell me the number of Black women employed full-time in the United States. This should be a pretty easy question for ChatGPT as well as ChatBlackGPT to answer, because this data would just be pulled from the Department of Labor. It says Department of Labor, and it's not answering the question. No, I want you to answer the question. So, it says, as of my last update, specific statistics regarding the number of Black women employed full-time in the United States can be obtained from sources like the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics or Census data, which regularly publish employment figures segmented by race, gender, and employment status. These statistics are usually updated annually or quarterly, providing insights into employment trends among different demographic groups. If you're looking for the most current and detailed data, I recommend checking the latest reports from the Bureau of Labor Statistics website or their monthly employment reports. These sources will offer a comprehensive view of employment statistics, including breakdowns by race and gender, which are essential for understanding the labor market dynamics affecting Black women. That's not what I asked. I asked for a number. So here we go. Didn't follow instructions just because this is built on OpenAI and it does that. So I'm going to ask the question again, and I'm going to expand the prompt. Please tell me the number of Black women employed in the United States. Please provide the number based on your most recent update. Please respond with a number only. I don't need all that 3 paragraphs worth of I'm not going to answer. And it did it again. It says, I don't have real-time or specific numerical data on the number of Black women employed in the United States at my fingertips. OpenAI doesn't have fingertips. Okay. For the most accurate and up-to-date statistics, you would need to refer to the latest reports from reliable sources such as the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics or similar governmental agencies. Okay. So please provide a summary of the most recent BLS employment numbers based on your most recent update. These are publicly available records, and so ChatGPT should not be giving trouble for this. And now it's stuck. It's basically refusing to answer this question, which is new. So, okay, that was the jobs question. ChatGPT, through ChatBlackGPT's beta, refused to answer the question. Let's ask a different question. I am going to modify a prompt because I can't remember the exact prompt and I don't want to spend time looking through my records for it. But basically, back in July of 2023, I asked the free version of OpenAI's ChatGPT about Black women with patents. So I'm going to ask a similar question of ChatBlackGPT beta and see if the responses have been improved or changed since July 2023. I would like to know about Black women patent holders in the United States. Please provide a list of 10 African American, because sometimes it doesn't understand it when I write Black, women who have received patents from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Please include the Black woman's name, her patent, and her profession. In your response, please format your response in a table. Okay, let's see what ChatBlackGPT beta provides for this. When I ran this particular prompt last time, there was a problem because the chatbot was providing men in the list and also not Black women only. This is much improved. Let's have a look and see if this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is fantastic. I'm going to read the response, ChatBlackGPT's response. But before I do that, I just want to check the chat. All right, wonderful. So this worked very well. It says ChatBlackGPT beta's response says Black women have been significantly contributing to innovation and technology, yet their achievements in patent holding are often underrepresented in mainstream discussions. Here are 10 African American women who have made notable contributions by securing patents in the United States. What I also like is that this list is more comprehensive than when I tried to do this just with ChatGPT back in July of 2023. We have Dr. Patricia Bath. Her patent is for the laser phaco probe for cataract treatment. Her profession is ophthalmologist. That was on the list back in July. We have Marion R. Croak. She has a patent on the VoIP technology advancements, over 200 patents. Her profession is technology executive. She was also on the list back in July. We have Dr. Shirley Jackson. For the patent, it says developments in telecommunications technology, and her profession is physicist. She was also on the list back in July. We have Dr. April Erickson. Her patent is aerospace engineering patents, and her profession is aerospace engineer. We have Miriam E. Benjamin. Her patent is for the gong and signal chair for hotels back in 1888. Her profession was inventor and educator. We have Valerie Thomas. Her patent is the illusion transmitter back in 1980, and her profession, NASA scientist. We have Dr. Lisa D. Cook. Her patent is for economic research related to intellectual property, and her profession is economist. We have Marie Van Britten Brown. She was also on the list back in July, and her patent is for the home security system in 1966, and her profession, nurse, inventor. We have Dr. Betty Harris. Her patent is for a test for detecting explosives in a field environment, and her profession is chemist. Then we have Bessie Blount Griffin. Her patent was for a device to help amputees feed themselves, and her profession is physical therapist. ChatBlackGPT Beta also says these women have each contributed to various fields through their inventions, breaking barriers and paving the way for future generations of innovators. Their patents range from critical medical devices to telecommunications and aerospace technologies, reflecting a broad spectrum. You would think it was later in the day, a broad spectrum of ingenuity and expertise. And then ChatBlackGPT asks, would you like to learn more about any of these inventors or another related topic? So this is helpful for people who have not been using chatbots before to lead them to continue the conversation. I would like to actually ask a different question, and I am going to ask ChatBlackGPT. This is not one of the use case questions. It's actually one of the questions that I asked Latimer AI. Please tell me about move in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I think I have that right. Let's see what ChatBlackGPT says. There it is. It's answering. It looks very much like the answer that Latimer AI provided, and we will see. Yep, it looks almost exactly like the answer that Latimer AI provided. It's a little longer because ChatGPT likes to be very wordy, likes to give super long answers. So I'm going to read this, and before I read this, I will check the chat. Okay, we're good. So ChatBlackGPT Beta's response for my prompt asking about move in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania reads as follows. Move is a Black liberation group that was founded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1972 by John Africa, born Vincent Leaphart, an organization whose members adopted Africa as their last name to signify their commitment to Black liberation and a return to natural living, advocated for radical environmentalism, animal rights, and was starkly anti-technology and anti-government. This particular part was not in Latimer AI's response, so this is new. Um, they lived communally and often held demonstrations related to issues they were passionate about, such as animal rights and opposition to police brutality, which frequently brought them into conflict with neighbors and the Philadelphia police. One of the most infamous confrontations occurred on May 13, 1985, when the Philadelphia Police Department dropped a bomb on the Move compound located on Osage Avenue. The bombing was the culmination of a prolonged standoff and followed a series of escalating conflicts between Move and the city authorities. The bomb ignited a fire that was allowed to burn out of control, ultimately destroying 65 houses and killing 11 people, including 5 children, all of whom were Move members. This tragic event drew international condemnation and has been cited as a gross misuse of power and a devastating example of the systemic racism that characterized the interactions between minority communities and law enforcement. The Move bombing remains a deeply significant and painful chapter in Philadelphia's history, reflecting broader themes of racial tension, police brutality, and the struggle for civil rights. It underscores the lengths to which government authorities went to suppress activist groups and serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing issues of racial injustice and the challenges faced by Black communities. The events surrounding Move and the bombing continue to influence discussions on policing, racial justice, and community relations in the United States. The city of Philadelphia officially apologized for the bombing in 2020, marking an important acknowledgement of the tragedy. And ChatBlackGPT beta at the end of the response said, "Would you like to explore more about the history of Move, the 1985 bombing, or related topics?" I would actually like to ask an additional question about Move. Please tell me the financial restitution or other outcome of the destroyed property and lost lives due to the Move, due to the police bombing. Come on. Of Move in Philadelphia. So like I said, when I put this particular prompt into Latimer AI, I didn't know anything about Move, even though this bombing occurred during my lifetime, except that my children's father told me about it. Had never heard about it, didn't know about it. My children's father actually, when we were living in Philadelphia, brought me over to Osage Avenue and I was able to see the remains of the bombed area. This was in the early 2000s and it was still destroyed. How would you rate this GPT so far? I'll give it a 4. And let's read what ChatBlackGPT beta had to say regarding my prompt. Before I do that, let's check the chat. All right. So this is the response. It says the 1985 Move bombing in Philadelphia and the devastating fire that followed had significant long-term repercussions, including legal and financial consequences. Under financial restitution, it says lawsuits and settlements. The city of Philadelphia faced multiple lawsuits due to the bombing and the fire. One of the most notable was brought by Ramona Africa, the only adult survivor from the Move house, and relatives of two people who died in the bombing. In 1996, a federal jury ordered the city to pay $1.5 million in a civil lawsuit, finding that the city had used excessive force and violated constitutional rights. Compensation for destroyed properties. The city also faced claims from homeowners whose properties were destroyed in the fire. Initially, the city struggled with the rebuilding process, which was marred by mismanagement and poor construction. Eventually, Philadelphia spent millions in an attempt to rebuild the homes on Osage Avenue, but many of the new homes were deemed uninhabitable and required further investment or were ultimately demolished. Apologies and acknowledgments. In November 2020, the Philadelphia City Council formally apologized for the decisions leading to the bombing, a move seen as a step toward reconciliation. This apology came more than 3 decades after the incident and reflected ongoing efforts to address the historical trauma caused by the event. Community impact. The Move bombing remains a deep scar in Philadelphia's history, symbolizing extreme government overreach. So this part is the exact same thing that it already answered. And now I have to ask one other question, because all I asked about was financial consequences, and it, like ChatGPT does, gave way too much information that I didn't ask for. Okay. Please tell me the outcome of the 1996 federal civil lawsuit judgment. Was the judgment ever paid out to the plaintiff or plaintiffs? I don't know if it's plaintiffs or just one. I don't want to hear a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to say please respond in 25 words or fewer. I really just need an answer, not a dissertation. No. Was the award paid out? Respond with yes or no only. So 65 houses. Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading this right. All right, 65 houses and 11 lives lost for $1.5 million. So that seems a very low payout. Okay. One last question and then I will stop. Please tell me the sequelae of the November 2020 Philadelphia City Council formal apology to Move. Okay, so they apologized. What did that do? Symbolic. It was a symbolic step. Very long answer, I swear. Thank you for giving me so much additional information I didn't ask for, ChatGPT. So, ChatBlackGPT beta's response, it said, The November 2020 formal apology from the Philadelphia City Council to move marked a significant symbolic step toward acknowledging the grave injustices suffered by the MOVE members in their community due to the 1985 bombing. However, as of my last update, the apology, while important, has not led to substantial policy changes or additional financial compensation for the victims. It primarily served as a public acknowledgement of the wrongdoing and a commitment to remember the events as part of Philadelphia's efforts toward reconciliation and healing. Thank you, ChatBlackGPT, for answering that question for me. So, that was useful, and I am glad that I got the chance to test out ChatBlackGPT. I am going to play this little ad again while I get myself together.
Beginning of my thank you chapter, Julissa Nixon kicked my butt on this book. She was like, girl, you're going to write in 50 days. I want the draft. And I was like, there's no way I can write a book in 50 days. But she's one of those people, if you know her,
yes,
that made it happen. And she offered me a lot of very honest feedback. I think she's a very dynamite woman boss. And this book would not have been written had it not been for her.
Yes, I do know her well, and I'm so glad you mentioned her. I've been following her for a while, and she is such a quiet force, but is so intensely positive and really wants to see you do well. And that you is like anybody who crosses her. Really wants to do well. And I know she's doing her own thing in the AI.
She is.
And make sure that we drop her socials in this particular podcast. But we want to shout you out, Julissa, for being a boss, making boss moves in your community. So thank you for that. Another segment that we like to delve.
Hey there, I'm Julissa Nixon. With a certification from the Berkeley Law AI Institute, I am the only AI certified social worker in the United States. I am such an eager learner. I have 2 citations from the Connecticut State Legislature to prove it. Oops. I actually have 3 legislative citations and 1 record of testifying before the Connecticut Legislature. I have self-funded my AI adventures and am currently part of an intellectual property for business owners mastermind run by IP attorney Peter Nieves, Esquire. What I have learned so far in the mastermind has helped me consult with my aspiring author clients. I have influenced their responsible use of AI tools, including Claude, to help them retain their IP rights to their work. With 2 current clients in particular, I have saved them about $1,000 each by advising them not to use AI tools advertised to authors that train their LLMs on the author's inputs. Do you want to be the next author I support to success? Email me at the address.
My computer does not like it when I try to do technological things. So my email address is on the screen if you would like to work together to complete your book. If you have never even thought about writing a book, it is 100% possible, and AI can absolutely help you do that. I am going to go back to the thumbnail really quickly and give the little speech that I give every brunch. I have to get my phone, which is charging, and pull it off the charger. I'm actually going to show the book cover for my book, because what good is it to help other people write their books if I don't write my book? So far, using the book Doula system, I have completed 2 children's books, and This book cover that you see on the screen is my first ebook. It is Use of Self, 5 Social Work Superpowers and My Journey to AI. It will be available for purchase by the end of today, which is Tuesday, and I will put the link in the description of both of these live streams. And now I'm going to give my little speech. If you have a phone, this cell phone that we all hold in our hands every single day, we have more computing power in our hands every single day than it took for us to get to the moon. We can do just about anything now. You have a book idea, you can make it a book. You have an idea for a music video, you can make your video. You don't speak English very well and you would like to have your videos narrated, you can do that. You don't speak English at all. You don't speak Mandarin. There's an AI that can do that for you as well. There is a genius inside of all of us. There's a genius inside of you, and AI can help bring it out. Everything that you see on from my ad, the ad that just played, to the QR codes, to the thumbnails, all of the images that are on my channels, all of the images that are going to be in my ebook, the video that played for the Book Doula ad, making my avatar talk, all of those things were made possible with AI. And much faster than I ever would have been able to do with just my 2 hands. I would love to be able to help you bring your book dream to life. I would love to be able to help you learn how to make money using AI tools and generative AI. But be on the lookout that my book is on its way. One of the things that they say, those who can't do, teach. I can do. We all can do. And I look forward to seeing what you all are able to create. If you're interested in a faceless YouTube channel, I have an entire playlist and a free webinar that goes over the steps that you could take to make your own faceless YouTube channel, including mostly free AI tools that you can use to create the channel and to create the content for your channel. It's possible. You just have to know that it's out there and use it. That is my goal for AI literacy. My goal is to help people know that these things are out there and also to help them use these things. Before I set off to the rest of my day, I just want to let you know, if you've never heard this before, but the revolution will not be televised, but it will be advertised. There is so much going on in the world of generative AI, in machine learning, in Web3, in decentralized internet platforms. But there are so many of us people who look like me, who look like you, who are first generation college students who've never been to college, who may only have access to the internet a couple of hours a day, if that, who've never even heard about what is going on all around them. This generative AI industry can generate up to, I think the estimate is between 2.6 to 4.4 trillion dollars for the United States gross domestic product every year. We are able to learn these things and pull ourselves up economically. I would love to be able to help more people learn how to use generative AI. If that is something that interests you, or if you're interested in writing your own book, or if you are interested in making AI art, or I don't have my t-shirt on today, but if you are interested in making your own t-shirts, you can do all of that with AI. I will end the way I usually end on Sundays by saying that if nobody has told you today, you look fabulous, you smell even better, I hope that you get to hear soothing, gentle, safe, melodious voices that are affirming to you and your aspirations today and the rest of this week. I hope that you get to eat food that is satisfying and tasty to your taste buds and also satisfying to your tummy. I hope that you walk with people and in places that are safe, harmonious, affirming, and able to help you grow. You know that idea that you mentioned in the meeting at work? That was a good idea. If nobody else told you, you have good ideas. Sometimes we need a little bit of support to get our good ideas out of our heads and into our hands or onto a screen. I am available to help if you are looking for that kind of support. Be on the lookout for my book. I am very excited about sharing my social work superpowers with more people, and I thank you for your time today. See you next time. Take care.